Hey guys, it's Meg and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be creating a mid-year review spread for our bullet journals. So let's rewind back to the beginning and let's get right into it. So I've seen a few of these review style spreads before, but mostly people tend to put them at the end of each month, so they'll maybe use it to reflect on the books they've read that month, their favourite songs, just written reflection on how they've been feeling, all that kind of stuff. But I thought it might be a good idea to do it as we are now 6 months into the year, halfway through. We could do a mid-year review. So that is the spread I'm going to be creating today, and it is actually one of my favourite spreads I've ever created. I just love how it looks, so make sure you keep watching to see the final result. But I'm just starting off by writing the title across the middle. I thought it would be cute to put the title in a little banner across the middle of the page, and I've decided to go with a pastel colour theme for this spread. Partly inspired by my nails, if you've noticed those, but pastel colours are also just my favourite, and as it's my bullet journal, I've chosen this for my colour scheme, but you can go with whatever colours you prefer the most. If you wanted to do it black and white, more minimalist, you could go with that. If you've got some other colours that are your favourites, then go with those. But let me know down in the comments which colours you're going to be using, and let's start filling in our spread. So in the top right hand corner, the first section I'm going to be doing is the main reflective section, a bit of an overview looking at the last 6 months, and I've got a little graph that I've created that is going to be ranking different areas of my life over the last 6 months, and I'm basically rating them on a scale of 1 to 10 on how well I think I've done in those areas basically. So the areas I'm ranking are productivity, finances, so kind of savings and how sensible I've been with money, learning, because that's really important to me to make sure I'm trying to better myself and improve in areas, learn new things, all that good stuff, and then sleep, which we all know is like my nemesis, but that's on there because of course I need to keep a track on it. And then I've just got a little section for the overall ranking for basically how I think I've been doing over the last 6 months. So productivity, I've given that a 6 out of 10 because although I am pretty productive, I just always know I can do better and it's something I just want to work on. Finances have gone pretty well this year so far and I'm really happy with how that's going, so that's got a 9 out of 10. Then the learning section has got a 7 out of 10 because I do feel like I'm learning a lot at all times, especially in relation to social media, but there's still things I want to be learning about. I want to get back on Duolingo because that was helping me with learning Spanish. Sleep, of course, didn't get a great ranking because it wasn't great, so that explains that. But overall, I've given myself an 8 for this year because I'm pretty happy with how everything is going, but of course, always room for improvement. The next section is a bit of a fun one, so this is the playlist section, and here I'm going to be drawing the little music player doodle that makes it look like you're listening to it on Spotify or something, and I will be filling these in with 2 of my most recent songs that I've been listening to quite a lot. So for me, these songs are Daylight by Harry Styles. You've probably heard some of his new songs, they're pretty popular at the moment and I really like that one. And then the other one I've been listening to a lot is House on Fire by Mimi Webb, and I don't know, it's just so catchy, so I love that one. If you're really into music, you might want to include some more songs here. You can draw them smaller, or you might want to do a whole album. It's totally up to you. Just make it your own and you can use this as a base for your ideas. Then this bit was a little bit tricky. I was basically trying to draw the album cover or the song cover that appears on Spotify in the little box next to the title of the song, and this was hard for several reasons. 1, because it's just difficult to draw, and 2, it's in a really small space, so I just try to do my best. If you're going to struggle with this, you might just want to choose a colour, or you could put the initials of the song or something like that, but I thought it would be fun to give it a go. Let me know what you think of the outcome. I did change the colours from what they were originally to make them fit with the pastel theme, and I actually really liked how they turned out, so yeah, let me know what you think down below. Next, I'm creating a little section for some goals for the second half of 2022. So I'm making it look a little bit like scrapbooky, so it looks like the piece of paper has been stuck in, but of course it hasn't. So it's just a simple rectangle shape with 2 little bits of fake washi tape over opposite corners, and I've coloured those in with the pastel colours as well. Now you might notice me hopping around the spread a little bit as we go through the video, and that's just to make sure the ink has dried before I need to write over the top. So I'm just moving up to the top of the page for a second, and I'm drawing the outline of some books, and this will be where I'm going to be writing in what I've read and my current read at the moment, but I'll come back to that again in a second. So now we're going to move to the bottom right hand corner of the spread, and this is the section I'm using for my favourites. So I've got another song on here which I'm filling in as my favourite song of 2022 so far, and this is In the Stars by Benson Boone. I just love that song, and again I tried to draw the album cover but it's a hand, and hands are notoriously hard to draw. Didn't really go well, and I was trying to correct it and just got worse every time, so we'll ignore that. And again, I'm colouring it in pastel colours, different to how it should be on the album, but I really think the pastel colours are helping this whole page tie together. Also a little top tip for your spreads to help them look busy and doodly and kind of cute, a little bit like yearbook vibes, is just to incorporate a few smaller doodles all around the page randomly, and make sure you're including the same colours from your colour palette. It will help tie all the spread together, and it gives that cute doodly effect that you're looking to achieve. So I'm just jumping back over to the top left of the page, colouring the little books ready to write over the top in a minute, and then I'm also just adding a little bit of colour to the songs I've got over there, just because as I was looking at the spread I kind of felt like there was a bit of colour missing over there, so I just keep looking over the whole page as I'm working and deciding if I need any more colours anywhere, if any colours need balancing out, that kind of thing, and I feel like that just helps how the spread looks overall. So now I'm just filling in the little book doodles, and the top one is for the books I've read this year, which sadly is just one because I'm still not into it, and I know it's something I need to work on, but hopefully you will have read more books than I have, so you might have a higher number than one up in that top corner. And then below that in the pink book is what I'm currently reading, and I'm reading The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett, which is so far so good, but I've just not read it for weeks, so that is definitely going on the goals for the next half of 2022. So the next thing to add into the favourite section for the last 6 months of 2022 is what I've been watching recently. So I'm just drawing a little TV doodle, and I'm going to put the N in the middle for Netflix because, let's face it, that's where I watch most of my things. And again, I'm changing the colour of the N slightly from red to a pastel pink, just so it ties in with my spread. And I think that's a really good reminder to not be afraid to change up the colours, even if you think it might look a bit funny, because one, it makes it original, makes it more your own, and I think you'll be surprised by how nice these things can turn out. So one of the shows I've been watching recently is So You Think You Can Dance. This one isn't actually on Netflix, but I wanted to put it in here anyway because I love it. If you don't know, then I used to be a dancer. I trained doing ballet and lots of other types of dance for 20 years, so I love watching the dance programs, Strictly Come Dancing, So You Think You Can Dance, all of those. And then, of course, the other thing I've been obsessed with is Stranger Things. The season 4 has come out quite recently, and my boyfriend and I loved watching that, and I'm looking forward to the last few episodes to come out at the start of July. Then I'm just rubbing out all the little pencil marks that are still underneath the pen, which I always do underneath my spreads so that I know exactly where I'm drawing things and how they should look. And then I'm just adding in a few more bits of colour all over the place in the little doodles, colouring in the TV to start finishing off the spread. The next little section that I'm going to include might not be relevant to everyone, but because I'm a content creator, I wanted to include this. So I'm drawing out the symbols for the different social media platforms that I have my Meg Notes accounts on, and I'm just noting down how many followers I've got on each of the platforms and the number of brand collaborations I've done so far this year, just so by the end of the year or this time next year I can look back and see where I was and be able to see how far I've come. Then I'm of course just colouring these in the pastel colours I've used all over the spread, as well as adding in a bit more colour and a few little doodles in any of the gaps that I've got left. Then I'm just adding a little bit of written reflection in the top right hand corner alongside the graph and the reflection title, and I'm just basically saying that I'm pretty pleased with how everything has gone. I'm very happy with my work and my social media, and although there are a few things I want to improve, mostly reading and improving my sleep as always, I am generally very happy with how my 2022 has gone so far, and I really hope you guys are also having a great 2022. But I think these kind of review pages are really important to just take a minute and look back on how far we've come so far this year and make a note of any of the things we want to be improving over the next 6 months. And that leads us nicely into our last little section, which is the little goals sticky note we set up earlier. And here I'm just bullet pointing my 5 goals or focuses for the next 6 months of 2022. And it's nice to be able to reevaluate the goals we might have set for ourselves at the start of the year and reprioritize what we want to be achieving. But that is it for this spread. I really love how it looks, and if you create your own, I would love if you could tag me in them so I could see. I'm on Instagram at meg_notes, and I would really love to see your creations. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I next upload, and I'll see you in the next one.